Time now, 6:43, kicking off News to Go with a live look outside. Our camera looking south into northern Kentucky.
We are waiting on the rain.
Is it? There you go.
Close.
Yeah, well, somebody won $10 million that direction on a lottery ticket.
That's true, on a lottery ticket.
So, pot of gold is actually that direction. It is actually that direction. But we are keeping an eye on the radar because we will likely see that first round of rain coming into our area here soon, right now.
So the rainbow obviously indicating that we've got some moisture out there. Randy, we've seen the green on the radar creeping into our region this morning, and we know it's going to impact us all day.
And that's why it is a weather impact day.
Yes.
So break down when we could be seeing this because it could happen in different regions.
And be ready all day, basically, right? Up until the cold front passes us by, which won't happen until sometime about 6 and 8 p.m., you've got that chance for rain, right? So be ready for it. It's going to impact your outdoor plans. And right now it's impacting mainly areas in through Kentucky, just barely starting to creep into some of our Ohio counties. So here we are looking at northern Kentucky, light rain showers over top of the airport, the southern part of the 275 loop, Villa Hills to Crestview Hills. That's the leading edge of those light showers. As we head a little bit further to the east along the Ohio River, anywhere from Moscow in through Felicity to Augusta. This is one of the heavier pockets of downpours. Not a whole lot of lightning with this, but as we go through the day, decent downpours, dangerous lightning. That's a possibility in any of these, especially as we get into the afternoon. Right now, a little heavier pocket of rain and thunderstorms right over top of Grant County, specifically rolling through Dry Ridge and moving in the direction of Falmouth. So this whole system has to swing through our region today, and that is why we are going to be dealing with rounds of rain. So it's a weather impact day. A little more scattered in the morning. I think the rain and thunderstorm are more frequent or more widespread in through the afternoon and evening, but completely gone by about 9 o'clock. Your main line is with that cold front between about 6 and 8 p.m. So expect downpours, expect vivid lightning, and maybe a storm with some gusty winds. We're going to pick up a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain, which may actually double our rainfall for the month in this one day. I'll have the hour-by-hour timeline of the Futurecast coming up.
And traffic's moved along pretty well this morning so far. We do have a stalled vehicle. This is 71 275, so the westbound lanes of 275. You see that vehicle there on the inside shoulder. So make sure to just move over a lane if you can and just give them room as they figure out that situation. Otherwise, across our area, we are seeing that light rain, as Randy mentioned, in northern Kentucky, but so far haven't seen any slowdowns. A little bit heavier rain into parts of southern Grant County. That may slow you down just a little bit, but otherwise it's all green across our area. There's that stalled vehicle on 275 at 71. It's right on that bridge, so that's where you're going to expect that if you're traveling on the westbound lanes. 50 west or 50, you may see a little bit of that light rain, as well as 275 near the 71-75 interchange there as well, so just be cautious. Otherwise, all green and good traffic time if you're heading out this morning. So we'll be watching that rain and any traffic troubles for the rest of this morning. Kelly?
Okay, Adam, thank you. Happening now for the first time, the U.S. Surgeon General declaring a public health crisis over guns. WLWT News 5's Danielle Dindak joining us live with the impact this advisory is having on our region. Also, what this means. Danielle.
The nation's top doctor issuing a 39-page advisory as the number of gun-related deaths hit close to 50,000 in 2022. Now, this crisis also hitting close to home. Just over the weekend, a 16-year-old was shot and killed, Jackie Jackson III. But I do want to have you look at some numbers from the city that shows from January through June 1st, 130 shooting victims, actually down from the same period last year. But that data shows 27 of those victims compared to 26 of, that data shows 27 of those victims died compared to 26 in 2023. The neighborhoods of Avondale, Roselawn, and Over the Rhine seeing the most shootings. Now, the Surgeon General is also demanding more action. That's requirements around securing your guns and banning assault weapons as well. Danielle Dindak, WLWT News 5.
Danielle, thank you. An update to a story we brought to you as breaking news yesterday morning. We now know the victim hit by 2 semis and killed on I-75. It happened just before 3 yesterday morning on 75 North in Liberty Township. 21-year-old Damone Maston from Dayton was killed. The Butler County Sheriff confirmed to us Damone was the same person arrested for stealing merchandise at Liberty Center recently. A woman was also hurt in that crash, but she's expected to be okay. Ohio State troopers are still investigating.
A close call for a house fire in Maineville. No one was hurt, but the fire chief warning you about items in your home that could put you in a similar situation. In this case, the Hamilton Township firefighters think electric bikes charging in the garage are what caused the Saturday morning fire. It also spread to the home next door. Now, the chief said, if you have a laptop, a cell phone, an e-bike, I see a ton of kids out there on those scooters that has a lithium-ion battery. There are important steps to take to make sure something like this does not happen. So make sure you're taking those precautions. New on WLWT this morning, Ohio State Highway Patrol investigating after a toddler was hit by a car near Dayton. Ohio State troopers say a 1-year-old was crossing the road when he was hit by a car pulling out of a driveway. This happened in Springfield and Clark County. The boy was rushed to a local hospital and then flown to Dayton Children's with serious injuries. Right now, it's not clear if the driver will be facing charges.
Cincinnati police are asking for your help finding a suspect after an attempted kidnapping. Officers released this picture of the man, and they say that he attacked a woman in her car, then tried to restrain her inside. This happened on Warsaw Avenue in East Price Hill back in May, and we are told that the woman was not seriously hurt, but of course anyone who recognizes this man is asked to contact Cincinnati police.
Happening today, a man is on trial accused of stalking a teen by placing an Apple AirTag on that teenager's car. WLWT News 5's Giacomo Luca is live at the Hamilton County Courthouse with the charges he's facing and what investigators say he did. Giacomo.
Yes, Stephen, this all started after the teen found out he was being tracked. As you can imagine, a very startling discovery for the family. The teenager says he received an iPhone notification that he was being tracked by an Apple AirTag. After a search of the car, the teen discovered the tracker duct taped underneath. That's when the family called Green Township Police, and hours later, the victim's mother found her car smashed. Well, back in May, police arrested 18-year-old John Kane in connection. He's being charged with criminal damaging, menacing, and endangering by stalking. Now, the mother says she hopes this never happens to anyone again and is warning people to be very vigilant in looking for these types of things. Meanwhile, Kane, he's expected back in court today around 9 a.m. as that trial begins. We're live at the Hamilton County Courthouse. Giacomo Luca, WLWT News 5.
Happening today, the U.S. Supreme Court set to release new decisions this morning. It is the first day in a very busy week for the High Court. The court deciding whether former President Donald Trump is immune from criminal prosecution in his federal election interference trial. On abortion, the Supreme Court weighing whether hospitals receiving federal funds have to perform the procedure in medical emergencies, even in states with sweeping bans. The justices also weighing content regulations on social media and a nationwide settlement stemming from the opioid epidemic. Also, whether to overturn a ruling that says when laws aren't crystal clear, judges defer to federal agencies.
6:51, U.S. veterans who are convicted by the military under a law that banned gay sex are expected to be pardoned. President Biden is expected to announce the pardon proclamation later today. This pardon applies to those who were convicted from 1951 through 2013. U.S. officials estimate that's about 2,000 people. Anyone convicted of non-consensual sexual acts will not be pardoned. An important note here, a pardon does not immediately change a person's discharge status. Those who do receive one will still have to apply to a military board of corrections to have their records changed.
Kroger wheeling out a state-of-the-art mobile market to food deserts across the country. It made a stop in the Louisville town of Fairdale, where the closest grocery store 10 miles away. It's equipped with a refrigerator, air conditioning, even baskets to shop for essentials like meat, cheese, spices. The hope is to give all people equal access to food.
At the Reds game last night, people said goodbye to a familiar sight. The Cincinnati Zoo's bald eagle is retiring from public flying. Sam has flown down from the outfield to the mound at the ballpark hundreds of times in the past 2 decades. But in practice this week, he had trouble finding his handler. Zoo doctors discovered it's because he had cataracts in both of his eyes. Sam made his final appearance last night, but he did not fly. His retirement marks the end of an era for the zoo and the Reds, and Sam was the first and the only bald eagle to be made into a bobblehead. Such an honor, and you will still be able to see Sam and the Wings of Wonder at the Cincinnati Zoo.
All right, so what happened on the field last night? Bad news for the Reds as the injuries are piling up. Manager David Bell gave an update ahead of first pitch. Christian Encarnacion Strand's season is likely over. Bell telling MLB.com's Mark Sheldon the first first baseman will undergo surgery on his right hand next month. That's a 3-month recovery. Meanwhile, Nick Lodolo was put on the injured list yesterday. It'll be 2 weeks to deal with a blister on a finger on his pitching hand. But after a 9-5 loss to the Pirates last night, they'll have their rubber match today at Great American Ballpark. First pitch is at 1:10. Watch out for the weather. Winner, of course, takes the series.
Right, and exciting news for soccer fans in Cincinnati. The U.S. men's national team returning for fall international competition. So they'll take on New Zealand September 10th for an international friendly at TQL Stadium. I always hear from out-of-town friends when these things are announced. I wonder why. Tickets for the match go on sale to the public Friday morning. This will be the 7th international match played at TQL since it opened in 2021.
It'll be an exciting night. All right, we're going to have all of our big stories and what you need to know to start your day on our daily podcast, 5 on 5 and 5.
And you can find it wherever you get your podcasts.
But right now, we're going to get a check on traffic. 6:54. You're probably getting ready to head out the door, Adam.
Yeah, a little bit of light rain across parts of our area, but so far no major traffic issues. You see a little bit more traffic, though, there on 71, 75 northbound. Also another stalled vehicle. We have 2 semis here on both sides. So one on the northbound side at Kyles Lane. That is on the shoulder there. And then another one on the southbound lanes at Kyles Lane. So just be cautious in this area. Move over if you need to give them room as they sort out their issues. Also on 71 at 275. This is 275 westbound lanes. We have one stalled vehicle there on the inside shoulder of the bridge that's passing over 71. So it looks like they have set up some cones. They're trying to get that one sorted out. But overall, so far, we do have green traffic ways. It looks like one new crash popping up there, 71, there on just north of downtown. So do be cautious in that area. But as we mentioned, rain has been moving through this morning, but hasn't been affecting the travel times quite yet. 17 minutes from Mason Montgomery to downtown, Harrison to I-75 on 74 eastbounds, running about 22 minutes. And a little bit more traffic there heading into northern Kentucky, but so far about an 8-minute commute from 275 to the Brent Spence Bridge. Let's check in on the rain with Rainey Rico.
All right, so right now you can see the focus of the rain south of Cincinnati. That we're starting to see the first couple of sprinkles make their way into Hamilton County. This is a 1-hour time lapse. You can see where those showers and thunderstorms are rolling. So a few sprinkles now into downtown. Saw a light shower just pass by near Delhi. It's sitting over top of Ludlow. About to see a quick sprinkle over top of Covington all the way down into Cold Spring. Coming down much heavier though right now from Felicity to Augusta. This is moving towards Georgetown and kind of drifting in the direction of Russellville. Probably about 10-15 minutes before it gets to Russellville in that 62 corridor in Brown County. Over top of 75, steady rain in Dry Ridge, and all of this kind of heading over the same areas, right? So from Grant County into Pendleton County, between Butler and Falmouth, you've kind of been a corridor of some downpours, and more back toward Owenton, decent amount of lightning between Owen County and Carroll County. And as we head through the day, you can expect rounds of showers and thunderstorms. So as we take a look at the forecast, it is a weather impact day, and your Futurecast is going to show the showers and thunderstorms kind of scattered early on, then more numerous as we get into the afternoon. Cold front itself kicks in after about 6 o'clock tonight. That's our best chance for maybe a storm or two with some gusty winds. By tomorrow, sunshine, low humidity, low 80s. Sound good?
That sounds incredible. What is that? Randy, thank you so much. The Today Show is just minutes away.
We're back in 25, checking out the rainbow one more time.
So pretty.
Have a great Wednesday.